Hey guys, Ro here. So I'm actually going to do an FMC video for the first and probably only time ever. Um, so this is why. I recently just I just got back from a comp at Ohio State University. I think it's called like Buckeye Big Brain or something. It's the same comp Chris G got his 20 flat NAR mean. We actually traveled together, he drove. I went there for multi, it didn't go well, but I did do both rounds of FMC, which I usually don't do. FMC is always like an event that's at every comp I go to because it's a PBQ event like multi, but it actually tires me out a lot doing FMC. So I actually tend to not do it very often. Like if I'm feeling tired and I want to save my energy for multi, I don't do it at all. That's why on my profile you can probably see me doing like DNS, and then maybe like one attempt at the end of the comp. And that's because like multi's over and like why not? But for this one, I really wanted. I felt like doing it, and I'm glad I did because I just got the three best results I've ever gotten ever, like by a lot. It was like ridiculous. For reference, going into this comp, my PR single was 27, and it was also a really epic fail of a 27 because I had like a B prime F B prime in it from just rushing and not paying attention. So I've been wanting a 26 for the longest time, and at this comp, I got a 26.33 mean, which is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna go into what I did for those. And well, also I had a 24 in the first round that didn't contribute to this mean. And my mean was a 21, a 33, and a 25. I'm not going to do the 33 because it's just an average one. And I think I threw out the paper. But yeah, so I'm going to start with the 24, which was on day one. All right. So before starting this, I think I should mention what I do for FMC. I don't do DR or anything fancy. I know how to do DR, but I don't know how to finish it well, so I just don't bother. But so pretty much I just block build, kind of just do like Petrus or block build, and if like a CFOP thing pops up that's good, I'll do that. And I know how to scramble switch, like I go back and forth between the inverse and the regular scramble to find stuff. And I do insertions when they're easy, and I do EO sometimes at the beginning of a solve if like there's nothing obvious for blocks. I'll like do EOs and hope that something pops up. So I've gotten good results doing that too. But for this one, it was really straightforward and kind of funny. This is probably the funniest of the three. So I kind of this is all on the regular scramble, which I'll put on the screen. First thing I do always is write out the inverse, just to make it easier for me. I just read it. But yeah, so as you can see, this scramble has a lot of easy blocks. There's this one, this one, this one. So the first thing I looked at and started to write down was this. It's just 2 moves. And then this is really easy to just put in its spot and do that. So that's 5 moves for a 2x2x2. So I want to go back. So I didn't find anything good from this point, like what on the inverse or the regular one. I'm going to find something, but not good enough to write down. And what then I like to do is sometimes I'll throw in an extra move just to see if I preserve anything or make anything new somewhere during this 2x2x2. And if you go back to this point, there's this block here, and I tried doing an R2 to preserve it. I don't know if I was trying to preserve it or I just was trying to do an R2 because I know it's like, it's the only side right now that doesn't affect any of this. So I did that, and then I finished off with the BU2, and that reserved that and gave you something really nice because now I have that. So that's 3 moves there. But even better, if I don't finish that turn all the way, this pair is made. So another 2 moves and you have F2L minus 1, and that totals up to 11. So that was good. And then this is where it gets funny because if you're good at 3x3, you might be able to recognize that this is just no level skip if you do F2L here for the blue. It's just like triple sexy or triple inverse sexy or triple sledge, however you want to look at it. But and then you get a U-perm. So, well, what's funny about that is that's also 11 moves. So it's like 11 moves to get there, and then that was 11 moves to U-perm. So then it looks like I experimented with some other crap. I put like an R in there to preserve the block, maybe, but looks like I found something okay, but then nothing from there. So anyway, then I went through trying to find a place to insert those edges, and 3 moves in. Also, this is just, I wrote this all out as like the skeleton, whatever the fuck they call it. So 3 moves in, I saw that it was really easy to set up. Also, I didn't have insertion stickers here, so I kind of just kept this as like, I kept one of the cubes as like a reference for the pieces I'm moving. So as you can see, it's like the green edges and they're all right here. So, and that's it written out. But so what is it? It's like, it's always weird writing it like this because I just think they're like M's. I think it's that. Yeah. Okay. And then finish the solve. Done. All right. So that was really good because now if you, I just wrote it out again just to be careful, but so the first 3 moves, if you swap the U prime and the D here, obviously like you can cancel. I mean, you can anyway, but you know what I mean. So those cancel out, and then the R2s at the end cancel out. So cancel 4 moves there. So it went from 22 to 3 edges to 24 and it was solved. So that was hilarious because it was already like PR by a lot. This PR was 27. So yeah, it was just the triple sexy part of it was really funny. So yeah, that was the PR from the previous day. The other 2 solves were bad and average, so my mean sucked, but I made it to the final, and that's where crazy stuff happened. All right, so first thing in the morning on Sunday was attempt 1 for the final, and this is where I got my now current PR at 21. This was just ridiculous. I was already happy enough with the 24 because that's like my overall PB ever. I mean, pretty much any FMC result I get, any FMC PR I get is going to be overall PB unless I practice at home, which I don't. So anyway, so this one, wrote out the inverse. Looks like I started to write down EOs because I saw that one was 2 moves like right away, but looks like I didn't do anything with it. And yeah, next, the most obvious thing I found was a 2x2x2 on the inverse. That was 5 moves. I wrote it down here. And I found some continuation on the inverse with that, but, and it gave me a 31. I guess it was a really easy 31 to find, so I didn't even bother writing it down, but I just told myself that, like, hey, there's a backup plan if you can't find anything else. So, but I did end up using the 2x2x2. So this is the inverse. So pair that up like that, and then bring the blue red. This is in here already, so 5 moves. So really easy. And then, yeah, as you can see, there's blocks. And so I did find something, but on the inverse, I found something way better. So this is actually similar to the 24 with how easy my second block was. It was just 3 moves. But I couldn't find anything from there on the inverse or the regular one. So then I started adding some extra moves to preserve some stuff. Because I saw that like doing a U here made this and kept that, and this is not touched, but so then I started to go about it, and I also added in another extra move here before going down because I wanted to pair these up like that, but then before putting that down, I could do like a U2 here and set up this pair, and that gave me this like really easy OLL skip case. So I'll do it again. It's like L sledgehammer L prime. So, and that's it. That's all the solve was. So, and it didn't cancel anything. It was just the 5 move 2x2x2 and 16 for everything else. So, all right. So I'm not gonna go over attempt 2 of the final because I just got an average solve. It was 33. I couldn't find anything amazing at the end, but it just ended up being average. That's kind of like what I average, honestly. It's like low 30. So I didn't even save the paper, so I couldn't anyway if I wanted to. I could probably figure it out looking at the site and finding the scramble, but I really don't feel like it. So I'm just going to go straight to the 25 because this is where things got crazy. So I knew going into this that with the 21 to 33, I only needed a 45 to time my PR mean, which was 33 at the time. So when I scrambled it and saw this, I knew it was pretty much guaranteed. This is by far the dumbest scramble I've ever seen in FMC, and possibly even all of cubing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in 3x3 before. So it's a one move 2x2x2, and EO is done on this axis. So I think Chris and Stanley mentioned this is also the easiest thing they've ever seen also. So yeah, they got sub 20s on it using DR and HDR and stuff, but I don't know how to do that. So luckily it was still good for me with just blocks alone to get what I needed. So obviously my first move was make that 2x2x2. And my second block was easy too. It wasn't as short as it has been. It was 5 moves. Pair these up and then go one more over, and these are one move away. Put that in. And then this block is also easy. Double turn there. Pairs that up. So F2L -1 in 10 moves this time. I thought 11 moves was crazy for saw my 24 in the first round, but yeah, so at that point I couldn't find anything. I switched, and I also couldn't find anything amazing here. So I eventually just ended up going with just solving this pair normally, because it's a lot of moves, but at the end with an additional move it gave me 3 corners. So okay, so yeah, from that point, I just decided to look for a place to do an insertion. I knew it was 19 moves to 3C. I already had PR mean pretty much. I just had to write it down and find one. But so I wrote out the skeleton. Nothing canceled. I started to go through each move. I actually went through every single one. Here there was some places, but the most I could find were these two, where you can cancel 2 moves, and one of them was at the very last, like right before the very last move. So I just threw it in there because I actually did go through again. That's what these little dots are for. I was just like, I want to go through them again, see if I can find anything better, but I couldn't. So, so yeah, if you do the solve up to this point, so there's a B2 left. You pretty much just insert this. The last move canceled. So, and yeah, so those are the 3 solves. Ridiculous stuff. Super lucky. I mean, I've been doing FMC for like pretty regularly for the last like 3 years because of like just it being at PBQ events with multi-blind. But and you know, I've been waiting for something like this to happen for the longest time, and it just never did. Like, I'd find something decently lucky, but nothing crazy lucky like these 3 solves. So it felt really nice for it to finally happen, especially at a comp where I sucked at multi. So it definitely brought up my spirits. But yeah, doubt I'll beat this anytime soon, if ever. Maybe if I learn like DR and HDR stuff, but knowing me, it's doubtful. I kind of like having this event be the one that I just mess around with on the side for fun. But yeah, so I don't know. That's really it. Thanks for watching. See you later.